Hello, my name is Krishana Harden. Today I will be interviewing Charles Harden for my Relational Leader interview. Hello, Mr. Harden. Can you tell me about your personal background?
Yes, my name is Charles Harden. I'm a native of Pritchard, Alabama. I attended Mobile County Public Schools. Upon graduating from high school, I attended S.D. Bishop State Junior College, and then I transferred to Alabama State University, and I received a bachelor's degree in 1975 in political science and history. I also attended Alabama State University from 1975 to 1978. I received a master's degree in mental retardation. Upon completing high school, I worked in Mobile County Public School System, and I served as a special education teacher, and I also served 10 years as a special education supervisor. I also was the mayor of the city of Pritchard from 2000 to 2004, and one of the major things I had to address during that time was the city was in bankruptcy. We had a $10 million bankruptcy debt, and I had to deal with that. It was a very trying situation, but we were able to reduce the bankruptcy debt by 80%.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. What experiences made you discover your purpose in life?
Well, being born in the city of Pritchard back in the 50s and 60s, it was during the time of segregation. And when the Voters' Rights Act was passed in 1968, African Americans got an opportunity to vote. And in 1972, we elected our first African American mayor. And when I was in college in 1972, I decided that I would try to become the mayor of the city of Pritchard.
Okay, so it was at that point that made you realize that you wanted to be a leader, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so do you think that you were called into leadership, or did you seek leadership because of your own personal convictions, or was it a mixture of both?
Well, I think I decided that's what I wanted to do as a career, to become a leader and be involved in politics.
Okay. So how do you describe your leadership style?
Well, after attending school and looking at several leadership styles, I think my leadership style is more democratic. When dealing with my staff, we always sit around the table and we discuss the issues that were at hand. I lean heavily upon the department heads for their experience and knowledge in their areas, and then we would have a discussion and we would decide which approach we would do to solve the problem that we're faced with.
All right. So how did you get your staff to work harmoniously together toward a common goal?
Well, in government, there are certain functions that you have to provide. Public safety, sanitation, things like that. And so we always looked at what the needs of the city were, and we looked at the finances that we had to deal with, and we had to plan a budget that would address those needs. So when we went in discussions, we would just look at what we needed, and we would look at our resources, which were very limited because of the fact that it was a minority city and we had a very low tax base.
All right. So what major obstacles or challenges did you face as a leader, and how did you deal with those challenges?
Okay, the major challenges first was the bankruptcy. After the city declared bankruptcy, we had a reduction in the police force, we had a reduction in the fire department, we had a reduction in public works. So what we decided we would do, we decided we would apply for grants and other and ask for special appropriations from the state legislators in order to help us to fund our programs. And with those methods and with a very austere spending program, we were able to be successful in adding additional personnel in all of the departments and to reduce our bankruptcy at the same time.
Okay. How did you make sure that you maintain ethics, make sure that the integrity of your city was upheld?
Well, that's a problem that we've been faced with over the years with people. Matter of fact, the mayor that preceded me was removed off of from elective duty. So we made sure that we follow all the ethics commission laws when we were implementing our programs. And we sent our personnel to our police chief, our department heads. We sent them to training all over the country to make sure that they had the latest techniques and ideas in which to address their problems.
All right. So when talking about, I know you said your form of leadership is democratic leadership. When looking at relational leadership, I noticed that relational leadership is a process where people work together and they attempt to accomplish a common goal. Would you say that it's similar to democratic leadership? I know I read, some different leadership styles. In democratic leadership, it's like a democracy, I guess.
Yes.
So it involves people, involvement of everyone. Mm-hmm. So when you're involving everyone, Would you say that that's similar to relational leadership? Because it says with relational that they attempt for people to work together to accomplish a common goal. So would those be similar in your opinion?
I think so, because in democratic leadership, you have to let the people have input into what you're trying to do, because you want everyone to be satisfied in their area of responsibility. But also we have to plan how to use the resources that are necessary to accomplish the goals that we're trying to accomplish. So yes, I think it's very similar.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Harden, for your time today. And speak with me in regards to your leadership style. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.